All right, what's up? We are here with week 9 of picks with Pete. Went 6 and 7 last week thanks to a certain few teams out there. Not going to name any names. Oh, wait. How about Baker Moneymaker? Terrible. Lost at home to Vegas. Looked trash. I should know better to bet on Baker. But again, I keep doing it. And then I said it last week. Of course, I had to bet on the Jets, and they, of course, let me down. What else is new? A couple other ones out there. I'm learning my lesson on to not bet on certain teams because when I do, they lose. So I'm just going to stop betting on them. And then when I don't bet on them, they're going to win. But we're still 55 and 56 and 1 on the season. So we're right there. We're going to bounce back this week. It's a little bit of a hectic week because of COVID. A lot of scares out there. But we're going to get this one right. I believe in us. All right, let's do it. Game 1. Chicago at Tennessee. Tennessee, another team that let me down last week. What the hell was that against Cincinnati? You just going to show up flat again? I want to say it was because Pittsburgh was a physical team and they took them out 2 weeks ago. So Tennessee was beat up, wet down, laid an egg against Cincinnati. Joe Burrow's very good player. I love what I see from him. Cincinnati's actually really good against the spread this year. So maybe I should have seen that one coming. But again, I didn't. But they got the Bears at home. Bears lost in overtime to the Saints because, the Bears. But Tennessee, I think, is going to bounce back. I really believe in them. This defense is bad on Tennessee, but I think they're going to bounce back. The Bears' offense is nothing. Nick Foles is trash. We all knew this, though. So the defense is going to be good enough. I still like what I see from that Tennessee offense. They got to get Derrick Henry involved more. You got to be able to establish the run game. I think they're missing Taylor Lewan at left tackle a lot, it seems like, because the run game has really struggled since he went out for the year. But I still believe in Tennessee. I think they're well coached. They're a much better team than Chicago. So I'm taking the Titans minus 6.5 here. Don't let me down, Tennessee. Okay, Detroit at Minnesota. This game's a little bit all over the place. The Vikings, my Vikings, strong last week against Green Bay. I knew I picked against them, but they showed me a little something. I love it. Dalvin Cook was cooking last week. 4 touchdowns, lol, 4 for 4 on 4 possessions. Can't stop the man. And now Matt Stafford may have the COVID out there, so he may be out for this game for Detroit. Not looking good for the Lions. They got thumped by Indy last week. Just a bad showing all around. And if Matt Stafford ain't playing quarterback, I don't give them much of a chance against the Vikings, who feel like they found their mojo finally after beating the Pack in Lambeau. Now, they've lost 3 games by 1 score against top teams, Tennessee, Seattle, things like that happen. So maybe they're finding their footing a little bit. Vikings minus 4 here. Love it, especially with no Stafford. Some places don't have this game on the board, but I can manage to scoop it up. Vikings minus 4, take it. No chance if Stafford doesn't play. Stafford does play, maybe, but I still like the Vikings in this spot. They're feeling good with Dalvin Cook back, cooking in the kitchen. All right, Giants at football team. Giants, screw you. You also killed me in my picks. I had Tampa Bay minus 12 against them, and the Giants decided to show up on Monday night. I guess I should have known on national television at home they would probably show up. But alas, they lost. Last play of the game by Antoine Winfield Jr., great play. People are going to argue pass interference or not. I don't think so. Just a great defensive play. Bad throw by Daniel Jones. So they're going to be spent, Giants. Short week, and then the football team is coming off a bye. I really like football team. Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over. Daniel Jones has turned the ball over in every career game except one. So they're going to turn the ball over. Football team minus 2.5 here. Put it on the board. Easy win. I think the football team's trying to make a run at this pathetic division because Cowboys are out, Giants are out, and the Eagles don't look any sort of scary. So there might be some belief in Washington they get this thing done. Okay, Seahawks at the Bills. Bills, a bad team. Let it escape. Couldn't pound the pathetic Patriots with nobody. Thank God Cam fumbled going in or they would have actually lost. They were trying to put a stamp on the division. They won the game. I guess that's all they really care about. So they got a healthy lead in this division. Miami might be coming up on them real quick, but I still think they think that they got this thing. And Seattle is the better football team. Russell Wilson is a freak. They are so good. He's your MVP. They got Carlos Dunlap now on defense. They're going to get after the quarterback. A team that couldn't get after the quarterback looked pretty good last week. So I'll tell you this much. Seattle, very frightening. I think the Seahawks cover this game easy, minus 3 in Buffalo. Russell Wilson has won his last 10 games going to the East Coast. Because normally there's a knock West Coast teams to East. They don't play well in that early window. Russell doesn't care. He just wins games. Seahawks minus 3. Okay, Baltimore at the Colts. Thank you, Lamar, for letting my pick of Pittsburgh go through. Lamar was terrible last week. Baltimore outgained Pittsburgh by 265 yards, and they ran the ball for 200-plus yards against them. Things I never thought would happen, and they still lost the game. Lamar was bad. Lamar had 4 turnovers. Does Lamar bounce back? Absolutely not. You got to be seriously concerned about Lamar right now. He's turning the ball over. His completion percentage on the year is only 60%. That's really not good at all. They haven't run the game as effective. They haven't run the ball as effectively as they did last year. And I really like what I see from the Colts. Now, Phillip Rivers is very limited. They got to protect him. Baltimore does have a good pass rush, so it might make things a little difficult. That Indy defense is going to make Lamar throw on them. They're not going to let him run the ball. You're going to have to dink and dunk, and you're going to have to put together 10, 12-play drives of efficient and accurate passing. And I don't think Lamar can do that. Colts defense is going to suffocate that run game, and they're going to do enough on offense with JT, and Phillip Rivers will make 1 or 2 throws. I like the Colts getting a 1.5 here at home. I think there's a little bit of question mark around Lamar, and it's starting to creep into that locker room. Okay, Carolina at KC. Carolina lost on Thursday night, so they got a little bit of time off, but Kansas City looks damn near unbeatable. I don't know if it was because they played the Jets, but Patrick Mahomes is averaging only 30 throws a game, which is 15% less, I think it was. It might be something like that. 50% less passing attempts than most average in the NFL. So Kansas City's okay with running this football. They got no problem running the ball with all these weapons that they could sling it to. So I love how Kansas City's playing right now. Defense is a top 10, top 5 defense maybe. Who knows? They are missing Chris Jones because of COVID test. So that's a big ouch for them. Still, 10.5. I like this for the Chiefs. Christian McCaffrey is coming back for the Panthers, but I think that might hurt the Panthers in their offense. They might be a little too McCaffrey focused, and that's easy to key in on, and they're not hitting guys downfield. I just don't see the Panthers defense be able to stop Kansas City. Way too much firepower on offense. Chiefs are rolling right now. They want that bye. Everybody knows how important the 1 bye is. Chiefs can't let this game slip away at home. I think they cover easy. Chiefs minus 10.5 here. Okay, Texans at the Jags. This game was going to be a little bit more interesting. Both teams coming off a bye, but Gardner Minshew had surgery on his thumb, so they got some backup playing in Jacksonville. I don't even know the kid's name. But, yeah, Houston minus 7 here. Feels like an easy pick. They didn't trade Will Fuller out of Houston. They didn't trade J.J. Watt, so they still got some players on the team. Deshaun Watson always, of course, is a threat. The Jags, I don't think you can win without your quarterback. I mean, Minshew's already borderline, and this guy is obviously a lot worse than him. So expect the Texans to roll here, 10, 15 points maybe, probably a blowout. Even though the Jags tend to play them tough, I just think this is a completely depleted team on Jacksonville, and Houston's got a little bit something cooking. Okay, Broncos at the Falcons. Falcons, I don't want to say a good win. They held on to a lead, but do they really be winning games this late in the season when the season's already over? Typical Atlanta, gonna kill yourself out of a good pick. But they held on to a fourth quarter lead. You know who didn't hold on to a fourth quarter lead? The LA Chargers. Denver was down 21 in that game, and they roared all the way back in the fourth quarter to get the last play of the game, touchdown, extra point to win the game by 1. So Drew Lock, it was dancing around. He's feeling good. Huge win for the Broncos. They're finally getting a little bit healthy. Philip Lindsay is the heart and soul of this team, I think, for them, and he's back. He's healthy. Defense has got to play better. They played pretty decent in the second half against the Chargers, but they still got to step up. Drew Lock's found his swag a little bit. They're playing indoors in a dome, so weather shouldn't be an issue. I like this matchup for the Broncos. +4 here. I don't know what I'm getting from Atlanta from a week-to-week basis. I just can't trust them. Denver, I think, is going to be solid, and I love the weapons they have. Drew Lock, prove it, show us something. I liked him coming into the year. I know there's certain commentators out there that have a real hate for him. Not going to name any names. Cowherd. But I like Drew Lock a lot. Give me the Broncos +4. The Falcons are bad, and I don't know what I'm going to get from them this week, so give me the Broncos. Okay, Vegas at the Chargers. Speaking of the Chargers blowing a 21-point lead, now they get Vegas, who had a very nice win against Cleveland Browns. I know the Browns are terrible, but it was bad conditions. Vegas just wins football games. They're surprisingly, they don't feel super talented, but John Gruden and them, they don't care. We're going to get it done. We're going to win how we win. It's kind of like how the old Patriots used to be. They're just not quite as good as the Patriots were, and they're getting there. This is a pick'em game. I don't know how you can trust the Chargers. They've blown a 16-point lead in 4 straight games. They did manage to come back and win one of those games, but I don't know how you can handle that as a team. Anthony Lynn is the worst late game manager in the history of football ever. I don't know how you keep this man as a head coach. Love what you see from Justin Herbert, but gosh damn, they just shut down when it comes to late games. They collapse like I don't even know how to say it. They're just disaster late in games. And it doesn't even feel like they do stuff wrong. It's just they know they're going to lose and they just lose. It's hilarious. And Vegas is the exact opposite. So give me Vegas. It's a pick'em game. I'm surprised by this. I'll take Vegas. They're going to win this game, I think, easily. Okay, Pittsburgh at the Cowboys. Cowboys got nothing left. They've already benched their backup, Ben DiNucci. That lasted long. There was a great era in Dallas, legendary Dallas quarterbacks. He'll rank there amongst the best. So they're playing Blaine Gabbert or Cooper Rush, neither of whom have thrown a pass in over 600 days in the NFL, or completed a pass in over 600 days in the NFL. So that's not great. And Pittsburgh looks unstoppable right now. They're the only undefeated left. They're a monster of a team. They just come off a big win at Baltimore, and they are hungry. You're going to have a bad quarterback and a bad offensive line going against the best pass rush in football. I expect it to be a sack show. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be a disaster. Dallas, say your prayers. Your defense is terrible too, and Pittsburgh's offense is humming. This game is not close. It's the largest margin ever the Steelers have had as a road favorite, and the largest margin since 1990s Dallas has had as a as a home dog. 14 points here is a big number. I don't think it's big enough. Pittsburgh minus 14. This game is probably 3 to 4 touchdowns. Miami at Arizona. Tua time wasn't the best in Miami. They got the dub. He only got 8 first downs. He did not look great. The defense scored. The special team scored. They dominated the Rams. Offense didn't have to do much. I don't know if that was an affect of what happened in the game or if if Tua doesn't have it. I don't really know yet. So I'm still kind of feeling this Tua thing out. That's why I'm taking the Cardinals, minus 4.5, coming off a bye. They're rolling. They can see that the playoffs in sight. I think they're the second best team in this division. The Niners are out of it. The Rams are just too inconsistent. This is Cardinals' opportunity to get a big win, cement themselves firmly in the NFC playoff race. Kyler Murray is so fast, he's going to be able to run away from that Miami defensive line that's getting people down. Lockdown corners in Miami, though. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. I just don't think Miami's offense is going to be able to keep up with Kyler and their offense. So, minus 4.5 for the Cardinals here. Take Mighty Mouse and the Cardinals. Okay, the Sunday night game of the week. Everybody's excited. Now, Tampa Bay may have had their eye on this game, and that's what cost them Monday night. I should have known better. That's on me. I wasn't paying attention. Saints at the Buccaneers. Rematch of week 1. This is for the NFC South. Bucs win this game, they probably control the NFC South the way. The Saints win this game, they definitely control the NFC South the rest of the way. And you're going to want that home game in the playoffs with everything going on. You may even be creeping in for a shot at the bye. Who knows with the NFC? But I love the Bucs here, minus 4.5. They're focused. They're motivated. Tom Brady's got this team rolling. They managed to get... Old Bucs would have lost that game to the Giants on Monday night, but Tom Brady got the win done. They're going to be ready for New Orleans. Not getting a lot, starting to pick up a little steam here. Drew Brees may not be in this game. He's had a shoulder injury. They kind of sat out practice, kind of lied about it. Who knows? We may get a Jameis Winston appearance. And that locker room is toxic right now in New Orleans. Michael Thomas practices, doesn't play in games. There's something going on in New Orleans. Nothing's come out yet, but I think it's a complete dumpster fire inside that locker room. Maybe, like I said before, 3 straight playoff losses on the last play of the game has just finally eroded this team. Offseason controversy with some statements by Drew Brees. And I don't know how much more they're going to have left. They did get a nice win at Chicago, but it's Chicago. I don't know how good the Bears are. I do know how good the Buccaneers are. Defense is elite. Maybe the best defense in football that nobody's talking about. They play great. Offense is powerful. We're going to see Antonio Brown for the first time. I'm excited to see how this works. Tom's sticking his neck out for him. He's going to have to deliver. I think he does. And Tom, above all else, cares about winning, and they're going to win this game. Buccaneers minus 4.5. Take it. Okay, and the last one. Patriots at the Jets. Why do I pick the Jets games? Why do I do this to myself? I pick them, they lose. I don't pick them, they cover. It's just a hate-love relationship with the Jets. I don't know what to do with this team. They got the Patriots. The Patriots don't have much on offense. They looked a little bit better last week with Cam and them. Cam has yet to throw a touchdown to a wide receiver or a tight end yet, which is kind of concerning as far as the Patriots offense goes. But I'm going to roll with the Patriots, minus 7.5 here. I'm really going to regret this pick. I know it. It's Monday night, prime time. Darnold's going to ball out. I can just already feel it. Darnold's going to ball out, and they're going to make this game close, and they'll jet it up and lose this game by a field goal. But am I going to... No, I have to take the Patriots. I can't keep taking the Jets. Stop doing this to me, the Jets. And I just need to stick. Either I pick against the Jets every week or I pick with them every week. I'm picking against them. And that's simple as that. Patriots minus 7.5. I'm going to screw this game up, I'm sure. I'd probably pick against me too because I can't get this team right. So, yeah, that'll be that. All right, that's going to do it for us this week. Hopefully we have a winning week this week. I'm feeling good about it besides a couple picks, as you probably know. But, yeah, we'll see you all next week.